Make sure that it's actually streaming. 'Cause it looks like it is. I have muted it. And come on, Twitch. Okay. I think.
Everyone.
Aha! Oh, that's an ad. But I'm going to assume that my audio works. Hello everyone. This is Chris Ingerson. And this is March 1st. Years just zooming by. And this is the March 1st TextQuest dev stream. Today is Tuesday, so we're going to be going over some art stuff, particularly level art and design for our castle level. I have been sort of revisiting this level to tweak a lot of stuff, get the lighting to really work, and basically make everything look really nice because I want to get this level and the sewer level polished up and ready to go by GDC, so I have a little under 2 weeks to get that done. And that's going to be fun. So today, I'm going to start off a little slow. I should probably slow down. Oh no. Oh no! My stream. It looks like it's either dropping frames or my... Okay, no, it's back. Never mind. Hello, 18 Mark Quick. I don't know. What? Before I get on that. As you can see, we're currently baking out a light map, so hopefully that won't take too much longer. It's mostly done already. I think it's just got a couple of last minute things to do, which is fine. We're not going to be doing anything crazy for the first couple of minutes anyway. I'm just going over some of the changes to the level. So you can see, it might be a little sluggish because of the baking process. You can see that I have a lot more lights than I used to. And I believe I mentioned this very briefly on the last stream. Possibly I mentioned that I was going to test switching over to deferred rendering, which I have done. So now we're not in forward rendering anymore for TextQuest. We're in deferred rendering, which is just a different way to handle mostly lighting is what's the big change, or is what the big change is between forward rendering and deferred rendering. There's a lot of other changes too, but I'm not quite qualified to talk about them all, I suppose. Still, the main benefit and the reason that I switched over to deferred is that you can have a near unlimited amount of real-time lights, whereas with forward, real-time lights are very, very expensive. Well, per pixel real-time lights, which is what you usually want when you want real-time lights. Vertex lighting is basically free on everything, but it does not look nearly as good as per pixel lighting. So with deferred rendering, I now have a lot more leeway with lighting, and that will let us sort of handle these really frustrating sections of levels where I have doors or other moving objects that if I didn't have them be static, they would look terrible because the light wouldn't touch them properly, and if I made them dynamic, light probes made them look terrible too. So by just having a deferred rendering pipeline, my lighting system can just be a lot of dynamic lights. Not entirely. Some of these are still baked because not everything has to be dynamic. Only a few key areas need to be real-time lights, and the rest can be baked lights to help preserve sort of speed and draw call amount. So that's where we are right now, and still got more light map stuff to do while that's baking. Another thing that I've done since the last stream, I have swapped out our painting canvases for TextMesh Pro objects. So everything is a lot more crisp. You'll notice that it doesn't have any sort of dithering or fall off that a normal text object would have. I should have kept one for comparison, but I didn't. And in general, I'm slowly going to start porting things over to TextMesh Pro because again, like I mentioned when I first started talking about it, it just has a much nicer sort of crisp font format because everything is rendered in a different way than what Unity's default text rendering uses. So that's what we're doing for that. That's why you're seeing a bunch of T's everywhere because they show up through the level and whatnot. Let's see what else. Got a couple of substances here to update. Most of them are updated already. Added a torch since then. I've also semi-figured out the weird the weird height bug that we were getting. Where you can see, like right here, it looks like we have some gray poking through here to make it look bad, but that's not actually what it's doing. If I were to click on this, go to the inspector, you'll see it pop once I open up the material. For some reason, once you examine the material, everything goes back to normal. I don't know why it's doing that, but that seems to be the problem. And I need to test this in an actual build to make sure that it doesn't do it at runtime. Because if it just does it in the editor, it's not a big deal. It's frustrating, but it's not a problem really. Um, but if it doesn't in the actual build, then we're gonna have some issues. The other thing that I've sort of adopted in regards to substances is um, this non-compressed workflow for for certain pieces of substance. So like this wall is now uncompressed, just because when we were compressing it, we got those weird artifacting issues, which is not a good thing. So some substances are going to be uncompressed, which means that their texture size is going to be a lot larger, unfortunately. I mean, it's not terrible because it's not an actual file size issue, but at that point, it's more of a GPU issue. I don't want to just basically cause an out of memory problem. So I'm going to have to be careful on that. I might have to um, unload substances between scenes, which means that I can't really cache them, which sucks because that means that the load times between scenes will be a lot more noticeable. But we'll see what I can do there. Let's see what else. I don't think I have anything really else major that's changed. A couple of bits of code cleanup and whatnot. Nothing too exciting there. Most of it's been art to try and sort of get everything looking nice. And once the light map finishes baking, I'll be able to show you. But until then, that's sort of the general state of things, as well as the general roadmap plan for the next 2 weeks. It's going to be a lot of art crunch to try and make everything look nice, a lot of code crunch to make everything function properly and get both a Mac and PC build ready by GDC, which is just fabulous. All that stuff, all the time that I don't really have. Still, things seem to be going pretty well. This is about where I was expecting to be by now. I mean, I would have liked to have been a little bit further along, but that's just how it goes. Okay. Well, while this is continuing to build, let's see. I can close Photoshop. Don't need that open. Wasn't that fun? I really hope that my computer didn't just freeze. It might have frozen. There we go. Why are you complaining, Photoshop? Oh, because you're going to ask me if I want to save.